Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for choosing to click on this video. If you are new to this channel, hi, hello, my name is Charlotte, and welcome to my weird little world. If you're returning for another reading, I want to thank you as well. And today we're going to be doing another pick a card reading, and it's sort of related to career, because this time we're going to look at where is this taking me. So I want you to think about a project that means a lot to you, whether that's a creative project or a professional one, or you can think about your job, and we'll be using the tarot and the oracle to see where it will be leading you in the future. Please remember that this is a general reading, so take what applies and leave the rest. But if you have never watched a pick a card video, I will give you a quick overview. This will be pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3. I will leave 15 seconds of silence for you to meditate on the cards and the question, where is this taking me, while you think about your project. And if you need longer, you can obviously pause the video. And then once you have decided on which pile is calling to you the most, you can scroll down to the description box or the comment that I will leave down below and fast forward to your reading. Alright, so I will leave 15 seconds of silence starting now. Alright, hello my pile number 1. So if you chose pile number 1, group number 1, then this reading on where this project is taking you is for you. So let's go ahead and get started. We will start with the tarot as usual, and then I will take a look at your oracle cards as well. Alright, so let's have a look and see where you have been. We have the Ace of Wands. This is where you have been. This card represents what you are learning right now, and we have the Page of Swords. And this card is where you are going. And we have the Three of Swords. Okay. Okay, so I feel like, let's look at this very first card here. This is the Ace of Wands. And I feel like if you chose pile number 1, you are probably thinking about some creative project. That's usually what the Ace of Wands makes me think of. Some creative project that has really got you excited and pumped to work on. But the Page of Swords here, this is where you're at right now, and you are currently thinking about taking it out into the world, maybe. If it's a creative project, I feel like you're still sitting in this brilliant energy, this brilliant idea that you've come up with, but maybe you haven't pitched the idea to anybody, you haven't mentioned it to anyone. The pages are, and I say all of this because the pages are, they're a smaller energy than somebody like the Knight. So the Knight, if this was the Knight of Swords, I would be more inclined to say that you have taken this idea and you have put it out into the world. You've started working on it. You've told friends and family and other people that you're not as close with. So maybe you've told a few people, like maybe you told close family members or people that you trust, but you haven't really expressed the idea to many other people. And remember too that the sword suit is all about communication. So if you haven't, the reason that I'm thinking that maybe you haven't really told many people, if anyone at all, is because of this Three of Swords. I feel like this is not just necessarily future, but it also ties back to what's going on right now. Maybe you're nervous about putting that idea out. This is a card of not just like heartbreak or disappointment and emotional release, but it can also, because the swords indicates communication and the mental body, it can also indicate sensitivity to people's words. So if it's like a art project, let's say, that you've been working on and you're kind of nervous about posting it online somewhere because you're worried that somebody's just going to come and trash it, that's understandable. And I feel like that is maybe what is keeping you from, you know, putting this idea out there at the moment. But I think the Three of Swords is also here as a warning that if you don't work on this brilliant idea that you have, as indicated by these two particular cards, these are both very big cards as far as project ideas go. It's very creative. You can communicate it if you work on it. But if you don't, I feel like you're going to end up maybe disappointing just yourself. You'll come down the line and kind of look back and wish that you had, maybe. And if that's the case, and remember that these cards are based on current energies, so you have the power to change the outcome. We will look at the oracle cards for like a 6-month. That's what the final outcome is supposed to be. So we'll look at the final 6-month outcome based on this in a moment, but this, where you're headed with this project at the moment, if you are holding this idea back, you might find that you'll be kicking yourself. So remember that you can change the future card, let's say. You can change the outcome of this. You can put it out there. Just remember that there will be people who don't appreciate it. You just need to desensitize yourself to those words. I know that's a lot easier said than done, believe me. I totally agree. Okay, so why don't we look at the two spirit animal oracle cards that we have. So this one represents your helpful energies, and this one is your challenging energies related to this project or job that you are currently thinking about. So let's look at your helpful energies, and we have the Swan Spirit, number 60, time for a deep dive. So swans are very graceful, and I feel like your most helpful energy related to this project is your grace and how you communicate it. You've probably thought this idea out for quite a while. You've fleshed it out very well, and you have a graceful way of communicating it, and whether that is, if it's an art project, like a painting or a drawing or something, you are able to gracefully communicate it that way through not just words, but through pictures, if that's the kind of project that you are thinking about. But you are also, if it is words, you're also able to communicate effectively that way as well. There's just this sense of grace with the Swan Spirit card. So let's have a look at the most challenging energies for you. And we have number 68, the Wombat Spirit, be at home. And I feel like the most challenging thing here, since we're looking at be at home, that kind of makes me think you're not completely okay with these ideas that you have. You're not fully comfortable with them, or you're not completely confident in them, and that's something that you will need to work at. I understand this completely. I think we can all relate to that feeling of not being completely comfortable with at least one idea that we have. But this is something that you can work towards adjusting so that you can alter this Three of Swords here by being more comfortable with your own ideas, being more at home with your own ideas and your own projects. You can change this feeling of disappointment or heartbreak that comes with this Three of Swords card. I really do feel like this is more of a kind of a warning card, or just being aware of this, because you do have all of this wonderful energy, but now it's time to really communicate that and do it gracefully, which you are able to do. All right, so let's have a look at your final card, and this is the Moonology card. This represents the outcome in 6 months, so by the end of the year, the energies by the end of the year related to this project. And we have the Disseminating Moon. Take time to breathe out. All right, so let's see. So this take time to breathe out. I really feel like this breathing out is like a sigh of relief. I feel like after thinking about this project, you will go forth and put it into effect. And don't let anybody tell you that it's a dumb idea or anything like that. It's never a stupid idea. Even if it doesn't work out the way you expect it to, you learn a lot from it, right? Okay, sorry guys, I had to pause for a sec because we had a furniture delivery vehicle come by. You probably heard it rolling up, so if you heard rumbling, that's what that was. Anyway, so let's continue on with the Disseminating Moon. So, as I was saying, I feel like this Disseminating Moon is more about a sigh of relief as opposed to just like taking a pause to breathe out. I feel like you're going to go ahead and maybe adjust your outlook on your idea, and really take what you've got right now and turn this Page of Swords into the Knight of Swords, so that you're taking that internal communication and expressing it to the world. That's what the Knight is for. It takes the internal energies and carries them out into the external world. And I think you will find that in 6 months' time, you'll be relieved that you were able to go ahead and do that. That you were able to do that gracefully, and that you have come to become very comfortable with your ideas. So this is what I see really for my pile number ones. If you enjoyed this reading, please leave it a like, comment your thoughts down below, subscribe if you have not already, and I hope to see you for the next reading. So thank you very much for letting me practice with you guys, and I'll see you for the next one. All right, take care, pile number one. Bye. Alright, so hello my group number twos. If you chose pile number 2, then this reading on where this project or job is taking you is for you. So let's start with the tarot as usual, and then we will move on to your oracle cards. So let's have a look. This is like the past, present, and future. For this card we have the where you have been, and it is the Three of Cups. This is your current energies, what you are learning now, and this is the Strength card. And your future card, where you are going with this project, is represented by the King of Cups. All right, so let's see. All right, let's start with this Three of Cups card. This is where you've come from. So the Three of Cups is all about relationships, specifically like friendships, and some celebration, harmony. So this could be, I feel like, looking just at these 3 cards, if you chose group number 2, you might be coming from a workplace. So you've been thinking about maybe a work-related project. Possibly. It doesn't have to be, but that's kind of the impression that I'm getting. If you're not thinking about a project from work, you are thinking about some kind of a collaboration with somebody. So if it's like an art project, maybe you are doing a collab with someone. But, so, this Three of Cups, there is this sense of harmony here. So maybe you've teamed up, like I mentioned, this with a collaboration. You're working with maybe 2 other people, possibly. Obviously, it could be more, but there is a sense of there is a group of people that you are working with on this particular project, and whoops, it's working out very well, or it definitely was, at least at the very beginning, and I feel like it has been for, and will continue to do so, just looking at these other 2 cards here. So there is a lot of harmony with this project, or if you're thinking about your job, there's a lot of harmony in the workplace. There's a lot of harmony in this project with the people that you are working with. And again, I do feel like that if you chose group number 2, you are working with someone. So anyway, let's see what you are learning. You're learning about your inner strength, this confidence. So I feel like you're learning to be more confident in your abilities. You're gaining confidence in what you can do, and learning to control as well. You have that ability to overcome any obstacles that stand in your way. I mean, the traditional strength card always has a woman with a lion. She's kind of got her hand around its mouth. And I mean, I would say a lion's a pretty big obstacle to overcome. Wouldn't you say as well? So there are challenges that you've been having to face lately, and you are able to overcome them. I mean, even a tornado, that's pretty challenging to overcome. You could be dealing with emotions, and you are learning, just like she is. She's learning to control those turbulent emotions from this tornado here. She's learning to control those. And in the future, the way that this is going, there's a lot of harmony. You're learning about your confidence in yourself. You're learning about what you can do, and that you can overcome all of these challenges that stand in your way. And this is going to help you become a compassionate leader. So maybe with this project, you take the leadership position. Maybe you are in charge, so you could be like the manager of the project. Even if that's a art project that you're working on with someone, you take charge, and you're able to balance everything out very well. There is emotional balance, and you're very diplomatic and compassionate when it comes to your leadership. You really think about what everybody kind of wants and hopes for, and you are able to lead them successfully. So let's look at your oracle cards next and see what else they have to offer for this situation. So for our 2 oracle cards here, these are representative of the helpful and the challenging energies that relate to this project, all right? So whatever project you've been thinking about, this is the most helpful energy. We have the beaver spirit, number 6, lay a solid foundation. And I feel like this is what you have done so far. I feel like the strongest energy that helps with this particular project has to do with the hard work you've already put into it, and it's only going to help you. This strong foundation that you've built is going to help you come into this leadership position. I know that not everybody really wants to be thought of as like a leader. When we think of leaders, we think of somebody like the president or the CEO of a business, or something like that, who's more of a public figure, but not every leader is in the public eye. So this is just like a leader in the sense of a project. And if it's a project at the workplace, maybe the most recognition of all you want is just a thank you, is just from like the corporation. Maybe you don't want to be put more into the public eye. You're kind of quite happy staying in the well, not shadows, but like staying out of the limelight for now, and that's fine. It's a quiet leadership, all right? So don't worry if you don't want to be put into the limelight. You don't have to be. You are in control of that. But the beaver spirit is here to let you know that you have done a lot of hard work on this project already, and it's starting to pay off. Alright, so that is your most helpful related energy. And your most challenging is Eagle Spirit, number 23. I feel like this is more not so necessarily that Spirit has your back, which is what it reads here. I'm getting more like this pride, actually. So maybe, because we have this, so if you look very closely here, you can see the eagle has a crown on his head, and that kind of relates back, well, to me at least, I'm thinking of the king here as well. So I think maybe your most challenging energy has to do with a sense of pride. Like, you really want this project to succeed, and rightfully so. You've worked very hard for it so far. You've come a long way. You're learning a lot about yourself and what you can overcome, and especially if you are working with friends, you really want all of you to succeed. You want every single one of you to do well with this. If it's like an art collaboration, even in the workplace, you want all of your coworkers to do well. You want them all to succeed at this. But if you let this pride go to your head, this harmony could dissolve. Things could become a lot more turbulent. You might see more of this tornado energy. There's a lot more emotional turbulence in the project or the workplace. So that's just something, that challenging energy is just something for you to be mindful of, all right, in the future. And now let's look at your final card. This Moonology card represents the overall outcome 6 months from now. So what you will be feeling in relation to this particular project by the end of this year. So we have the supermoon. Emotions are running high, and I think that does tie in pretty well with this eagle card and the king. I will hold them all up for you to look at. And honestly, the lion as well. You need to be sure that you are in control of your emotions when you are dealing with this project. You really do need to be thinking about maintaining the balance with everybody, with everyone's emotions and how they feel about this project. I'm sorry if you hear all this. Sometimes I notice that you can hear all the weird little noises. That is just people rolling rocks around by the front gate. That's all that is. I'm just going to keep going. So just make sure that as you continue forward with this project, that you are keeping your emotions in check, and also keeping others' emotions in check. And maybe not necessarily like, don't be doing this, you need to, watch your language or whatever. It's more of checking in with them, like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling overwhelmed by this project? Do you need a little bit more time, if that's a possibility? Just keeping everybody in mind as you work on this project, all right? So this is sort of all that I get for you, my group number 2. So if you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, comment your thoughts down below in the comments section, and subscribe if you have not already. And hopefully I will see you for the next reading, all right? So thank you very much for letting me practice with you guys, and I hopefully will see you for the next one, all right? Take care, group number 2. Bye. All right, so hello to my group number 3s. If you chose group number 3, then this reading on where this project or job is taking you is for you. So let's start by looking at your tarot, and then we'll move on to the oracle cards. All right, so this is kind of a past, present, future sort of spread, and this card represents where you have been, and we have the 7 of Wands. The second card has to do with what you are learning now, your present energies, what skills or life lessons you've learned. We have the 3 of Wands. And this final card here from the tarot is about where you are going. And we have the Nine of Cups. All right. All right, so let's start with this card here. This, as I said, is the where you have been. This is what you've come from. This is the Seven of Wands card. And the Seven of Wands, you may have felt like you needed to defend yourself. So actually what I'm getting for these three cards, I'm getting two different messages. So I will go through each one and then come back around and do the other one. So you may have felt like you've needed to defend your position on a project or a job that you've been looking into. Maybe a bunch of your friends or your family members are thinking this is not the best for you. I think this about that job or project, but you are holding your ground. She's kind of backed up against not necessarily a cliff at least, but she's backed up against a bunch of rocks, boulders. So she's feeling a little bit trapped by these other six wands here, but she's holding her ground. All right, so this is where you have been if you are in this position. Again, I will come back to the other message I'm getting in a second, but you're now starting to pursue it. You are learning, as this card represents what you're learning right now, is that you can go ahead and follow your own heart, follow what you want most with this Three of Wands card. You've already done the planning, you've already really looked into it, and now you've set your heart on it. You've set your heart on this project or job. And there's progress in this, and there's potential. If you are looking into a job, if you are coming out of a position where you have lost a job or been furloughed, again, because of this whole coronavirus stuff, maybe there are new opportunities coming to you. But remember that the Three of Wands indicates that since it's just a three, there are more challenges to come down the road. But right now, you're excited to get going. You're looking out to the open ocean and wondering what could await you on the other side. And it can be everything that you hope it can be. This Nine of Cups, this goes for both of the messages. Nine of Cups has to do with wish fulfillment and like a dream come true. So this job or this project is a dream come true for you. So the other message that I'm getting with these cards here, they all end up with this Nine of Cups, this wish fulfillment. But the other thing that I'm kind of getting here kind of ties back to what I said about if you're looking for a job, you're being laid off because of coronavirus. Seven of Wands also indicates competition in the work life. So maybe you've had to like compete with a lot of other people for a job or a certain position or a certain project that if you're doing like contract work. I know that jobs have been pretty hard to come by, unfortunately, lately, but that's starting to change at least. That's starting to come back around. The workforce is starting to recover from the coronavirus and what it did to the global economy. And that's another thing here with the Three of Wands card. Since we're talking about global economy, I'll mention it here as well. There is the potential for some of you, not everybody, but Three of Wands also can indicate travel. So maybe you have been thinking about traveling abroad and starting over there, looking for work in a different country, elsewhere, maybe across the Atlantic or into Asia, across the Pacific, you know, outside of your home country. Again, I'm talking from the United States, that's why I say it in that way. And I really like this Three of Wands card. If you look on my my channel homepage, I actually have the Tarot Rider-Waite card as a part of like the banner. I really like the Three of Wands because it holds so much potential and opportunity to the person viewing it, and I felt like it was a perfect card for my hopes for this channel. But there is this sense of there's progress, there's a lot of opportunities, there's finally, if you have been laid off and you've been competing for the few jobs that are around right now, your opportunity is coming. You're learning that there are several other ways to work for yourself or work for someone else, like in a small business setting, or maybe even you open up your own business. That's also a meaning for this Three of Wands card. So there is opportunity, there is potential available. But again, like I said, remember that since it's just the Three of Wands, there is this initial excitement. You've done all the planning, you've done a lot of the work already, you have the excitement still, but there are a lot of challenges to come eventually. But keep holding on to that initial excitement, all right? And you will find that going down the line, you will be successful. This Nine of Cups applies to both of what I just explained, both of those situations. This is a wish fulfillment card, so this is a very good card to see. All right, so you have a lot coming for you, so don't worry about if you are in this position of being without a job at the moment. This will change, I promise. So let's look at the two oracle cards that relate to this project or this situation. I really kind of feel like if you chose group number 3, you're kind of in a looking for a job at the moment. Maybe you are still kind of looking to get back into the workforce. So this will be your most helpful and most challenging energies right now. Okay, so let's start with the helpful energies, and we have the owl spirit. You see clearly now. Yes, yes, you know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly, you have the excitement, you have what you need to move forward. You know what you want, you know how to go about getting it. This is becoming a really awesome reading. I am loving this. Okay, so that is your most helpful energy. The owl is the most helpful energy for you. You know what you need to do, you know what you want, you know how to go about doing it. And the most challenging energy here is the squirrel spirit. All right, so believe in yourself. This is probably the most challenging thing for you, even on a good day. Believing in yourself can be difficult for a lot of us, especially when we are struggling. When we're going through a rough time, like it has been for quite a while now, it can be hard to believe in ourselves. So this is something that you do need to work on to really start to believe in your, not just yourself, but your abilities. Something that was suggested to me, because I've been through this several times throughout life. I think we all have had this challenge. Okay, sorry. I had to pause. My upstairs neighbor was running the plumbing system upstairs, which is very noisy in this apartment complex. So anyway, like I was saying with this squirrel spirit and the believing in yourself, I think I was mentioning something about something that I had been suggested to do, and I want to kind of also suggest it to you because it's worked for me. So I was told to grab a piece, like a big poster board, like large, like, you know, those giant sticky notes you can get, the really, really big ones. I would try and get one of those if you can, or you can grab a poster board, or I actually ended up taping a bunch of paper together because that was what I had. But the point of that is to write on the very top the achievements, and to go through all of your achievements within the last 5 years. This will really boost your confidence and really boost your belief in yourself and your abilities. You'll step back and you'll look at everything that you have done in the last 5 years, all of your accomplishments, all of your achievements within the last 5 years, and you will really start to believe in yourself again if you are in the position of feeling low on self-confidence. So I just wanted to mention that. All right, so I think that's something that you might find, especially if you're a visual person. I am very much a visual person, so that was very helpful to me, and I kind of hope that maybe that will be very helpful for you as well. So take it or leave it. So let's go ahead and look at our final card here. This Moonology card relates to like the outcome, the final outcome of this project 6 months from now. So by the end of the year, this is how you will be feeling about this particular project or job. And especially if you are in the position where you do not have a job and are still searching, this is a very promising card for you. Full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. I love this reading, guys. Oh my goodness, this is such a beautiful, amazing reading. So if you are in this position where you have been searching for a job to get back to work after the coronavirus, the end of this very difficult time is coming to a close. Your wishes are coming true. Spirit, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, God, whatever it is that you believe in, the universe, spirit, your wishes have been heard and they are about to be fulfilled in the very near future. You've done a lot of work. You've been in this position where you've had to defend yourself or compete with others, and you are still working very hard. This still applies even if you do have work and you were thinking more of an artistic, creative project. It does still apply. You've had to defend yourself and your beliefs and your thoughts on this situation, or the thoughts on your project. You've been working very hard. You're still very excited, and people are going to start coming to realize that what you have to say, your project, has value. They'll start to agree with you. They'll come onto your side, and everything that you want, everything that you hope from this project, from this job, is going to come true. What you need to do is really work on believing yourself, all right? Believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, and you will by the end of this year, the end of a tough cycle approaches. All right, so what an amazing reading. This is so great. I'm so happy for you, pile number 3. So if you liked this reading, if you like what you hear, please leave this video a like. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would very much love to hear your thoughts about this reading. And subscribe if you have not already. And thank you for letting me practice with you guys. I wish you all the very best. And I hopefully will see you for the next reading, all right? So take care, my group number 3s. Bye.